mind tonight. Last Tuesday, before the Townsend game, Thomas's grandmother had a heart attack. Thomas, that night, went up to Hickory, North Carolina to be with her. In fact, he's been making the trip almost every single day since to be with her. Despite doctors saying there wasn't much more they could do for her, Thomas wanted to save her and soak up every last minute that he could with the person he calls Superwoman. Now, Betty Coulter is technically his great-grandmother, who has been his rock, along with his mother and late father. And just hours before tip-off tonight, guys, Thomas learning that one of the strongest women in his life has passed away, telling me now she has the best seat in the house. It's senior night, and it's a little extra special for a senior, Onus Conan Bani. I'm actually here alongside Miriam, his mom, who came all the way from London with help from the Highlander community to surprise Onus. Miriam has never seen Onus play American football. Born in France, raised in London, Onus will be a Tennessee Volunteer next year. He said that's all possible because of this woman right here. He did say he's a little nervous because she's here for the first time, but after that first play, he says he's ready to rock and roll.
All right, thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Miriam. Back here
in Columbia, the visiting Spartans are no stranger to adversity on and off the court. The upstate, one of the many communities impacted by Hurricane Helene this fall. Right around the time head coach Marty Richter was trying to kick off year one with the Spartans. But we talked to him this week, and he said that despite the devastation, he saw his program come together. Literally, athletes, players out in the community. They put together boxes of supplies to help out the area around them. It was water bottles, it was food, it was everything. I mean, this was a door-to-door service from these athletes to their community. And coach saying that it was good to give back and that the players really bonded. And guys, we know that winning creates camaraderie and it's fun in those good times, but building a bond for the bad times, that's what sets foundations. Exactly what Coach Richter looking to do in year one. Ridgeview is down its top receiver in Jordan Gidron, the junior, suffering a knee injury in last Friday's game against Dutch Fork. And just on Tuesday, he had surgery for that small tear in his meniscus. He'll be out for 3 to 6 weeks, now going through physical therapy. But the Blazers do have a lot of other weapons to go to, even though Gidron accounted for a third of their offensive production through the first 3 weeks of the season. Although he couldn't be here tonight, he did share a message with me to give to the team. He wants them to play hard and remember the feeling they had these past 2 weeks with 2 straight losses and to not let it happen again. Stacey. The preseason player of the year prediction, Keza Jiffa, feeling that weight of those expectations this season. 25 assists, 26 turnovers so far. Not playing the cleanest ball of his career, but speaking with head coach Alan Huss, he tells us that it's not unique to Keza, that other guys that are on these watch lists, they feel those same pressures as now. Keza Jiffa was used to being in that auxiliary role last year, more of a secondary scorer, but now he's moved up in the scouting report and has a bigger target on his back. Coach Huss saying it's a mental battle now. Just have to know that the sun will still come up tomorrow if you don't play well. Coach Huss hoping Keza falls in love with winning, doesn't focus too much on his own stats, because according to Huss, winning is intoxicating. The Wildcats have had little success against the Silver Foxes. In last season's breakout season, they lost this one 49-3, but head coach Perry Woolbright says this season they are going to give Dutch Fork their best shot. He says a lot of teams are intimidated by the Silver Foxes, but tells his players they are just another high school football team. And on the other side of things, head coach Tom Knott says that's what they expect. They expect teams to give them their best shot each time, which only helps them in the end as it pressures their players to perform at the level they should always be playing at. Stacey. And I am no weather woman, but like you said, I can tell y'all it is hot down here. A lot of games got pushed around this week because of this heat. I spoke with Sumter trainers to hear how they're keeping their players hydrated. They say obviously there's going to be water breaks throughout the game and night, but they also have a tub of water and ice for any player that's feeling heat cramps. That'll prevent heat exhaustion and heat stroke, but they will be fueled with electrolytes all night to prevent that, and that is coming from pickle juice, actually. And trainers tell me that when the players need an extra oomph, they say it's pickle time. So, Joe, Stacey, let me know if you guys need pickle time in the press box.
I sure appreciate that.
You guys haven't been able to score a touchdown yet. You knocked some field goals in. We saw, Belk run the ball a lot. Then you kind of emptied your backfield. What do you want to see from your offense in the second half? You come into this game 1 of 9 from the three-point line, and then you go 4 for 5 tonight. What was working for you producing those perimeter points? Speaking of a Warrior, tonight you guys honored the life lost in Tylee Craft. You told me that he was such a positive positive light when he was here. What does this team need to do every day to kind of embody that positivity?
Well, we talked about that a little bit Monday. We didn't have a good practice Monday, and we talked about valuing every second you got on this earth.
Justin Pauling, our player of the game, what a performance tonight. How does he showcase what War Eagle football is? Yeah, you got like a 10-man rotation going on right now. What do you want to see from those non-starters in the second half? I'm here alongside Camden's former quarterback, Grayson White. You're actually the all-time winningest quarterback in Camden's 130-year history, so you're kind of a big deal around here. But we're watching Wyatt Thompson take over now, and you played with him. I guess kind of what makes you so confident in his game from what you've seen from him? Coach Knotts, you said you didn't want to limp into the playoffs. You wanted to roll into the playoffs. How'd you do that tonight? Coach, Sky Harder has been a constant for you on offense. How do you hope that he makes the difference for you guys in the second half? Yeah, Stacey, you just touched on it. You know, it's very dangerous, Chris Lofton in that backfield there, but he's got a lot more on his mind this season than football. He's dedicated this season to his older sister, Alacia, who passed away last December, and I got a chance to speak with him before the game, and he said Alacia was cool, she was funny, she was a mom to everybody, she was 20 years old, but she acted like she was 40 because she was so smart and mature. So he's dedicating this season for her, says he thinks about her in the stands like she would be here tonight. Fairfield Central's Ontario James beating himself up about missing that interception, what would have been a big turnaround for them. Now Newberry taking the lead here, but you have Christopher Pearson, the guy that's injured right now, hopping on one leg over to console him and hype him up. Other teammates consoling him to the sidelines here. Still high morale despite trailing. While we have a lot of young guns in right now for Hammond, they do hang their hats on their veterans and that brotherhood that they've created over the years. And for the Jamison brothers, that's a literal bond. You've got Jill Lyle, who is the center in their O-line, and then you've got Adise Jamison, who's been causing chaos for their defense. And I got to talk to the brothers. Is Newberry able to strike first here as Fairfield Central was down one of their best defensive back, Christopher Pearson, going out with injury in that first opening drive. The Charleston Southern commit over here sitting underneath the trainer's tent. They've got his right leg wrapped up with ice. He tried to walk on it. You can see he's very emotional. He's got tears running down his face. So trainer says he is questionable to return.